This video is sponsored by Raycon. Anyone who's been in the anime community knows that we're a fickle, disagreeable bunch who argue more than a sibling pair trying to figure out whose turn it is on the Xbox. So it's a rare sight when a series comes along that can make us all come together and collectively say, yeah, this show fucking slaps. It's been a long time since a singular anime has gripped our entire community the same way that Attack on Titan has. To me, winter 2021 was the strongest singular season of anime we've had in years. But despite how stacked it was, despite how many bangers came out, this was Attack on Titan's season to remember. Previously, I made a video called Attack on Titan is Incredible Now, going over the show's evolution from seasons 1 to 3 that has now become one of my most viewed videos ever, behind some other series I did that I'm sure no one remembers. Oh hey look, is that Averbridge? That being said, now that the first part of season 4 has finally concluded, do I think the new season has lived up to the legacy it's been building over the last decade? I mean, I guess if you want to get all technical about it, it's not like it's in the title of the video or anything. Why do I still start off these videos with some stupid rhetorical question? Attack on Titan final season has not only matched what came before it, but has shot straight past it to become a series I don't think anyone envisioned it would be when they first started it. And it is incredible. Still. Okay, that's the last callback I'm going to do to the title of this video, I swear. And look, I'm not going to pretend that everyone hasn't already watched it and given their 2 cents on the show, and this video is going to be nothing more than just throwing another fart into the wind. But fuck you, just let me gush so I can move on with my life. I'll try to keep spoilers at a minimum for the new season, but for fuck's sake, who am I kidding? It's Attack on Titan. The thing is easier to spoil than a black shirt at a Bukake meetup. There's probably going to be something in here. Attack on Titan is a series that has continually changed and grown, building upon the foundations of previous seasons, and I can safely say that this final season is the most distinctive season thus far. We are so far beyond anything the show was initially set up as that it's almost unrecognizable. Forget about an epic tale of humanity's fight for survival against monsters. It's a complex political war thriller with heroes and villains on either side with no clear distinction of who or what you should be rooting for. Good guys have flaws, bad guys are sympathetic, and you're just here sitting in the middle being like, come on guys, can't we all just get along? I mean, it's like only a bit of casual genocide, nothing a nice cup of tea can't fix. Like, there's been series before that have changed up things as it's progressed, but Attack on Titan final season didn't just change up a few characters and elements, it straight up just changed the entire fucking genre of the show, and what blows my mind is how it does this so casually while feeling like a completely natural progression. Season 3 may have been the payoff to everything that was built up, but season 4 is the evolution. Rewatching the entire series from the beginning, it's actually incredible how much foreshadowing and small bits of information were scattered throughout all the way back from season 1. It's so obvious that despite it being a completely different series from when we first started, this was the game plan all along. Probably the biggest red herring of them all was the fact that it was called Attack on Titan in the first place. At this point, we might as well just call it Attack on the fucking Geneva Convention, or me and the boys at 2 AM committing war crimes. But what continues to surprise me is that no matter how much things change, everything feels earned. And I don't think there's a better example of this than Eren himself. You remember Eren, right? You know, Eren kill all the Titans Jaeger. Well, this is him now. God damn. Fine wine wishes it could age this well. Look at him. My boy could be sitting in front of Levi being like, call the fangirls! Huh? But not for you. Season 4 Eren is a completely different beast to the character we knew, and here I thought peak Eren development before was Arc 1, Eren gets kidnapped. Arc 2, Eren gets kidnapped. Arc 3, Eren gets kidnapped. Arc 4, Eren doesn't get kidnapped. Now that's some premium character development. Arc 5, Eren kidnaps himself. Fuck's sake, Eren. But no, this isn't the same Eren finna get kidnapped Jaeger we've known from previous seasons. This is a battle-hardened war veteran who's not afraid to make any sacrifices to achieve his goal. He's almost the complete opposite of the person he was, but it just feels right. Remember in that final season of Game of Thrones where one of the main characters who had stood up for justice and morals had a big moment where seemingly out of nowhere they decided to do a horrendous act that went against everything the character had previously stood for, and you're just left there thinking, what the hell? Where did this come from? I don't even think a nice cup of tea can fix this. I always look back to that part and think how powerful and defining that moment could have been if it actually felt earned. Because that is exactly how I feel watching Eren fuck them kids Jaeger. He's been built up to be the boogeyman of this world, and he truly personifies it. You see that same headstrong, idealistic character you've been following betraying his friends, sacrificing the people closest to him, and even killing civilians. Mikasa's like, Eren, do you know you've just killed innocent children, and cool as a cucumber. Eren's like, yo, wanna see me do a backflip into that crowd? Eren, no! But you know what? I get it. Throughout the series, you've seen Eren taking L after L after L after motherfucking L. This man has such a big obsession with L's, he might as well get a fucking death note. You've seen his confidence get shaved away slowly but surely from that loudmouth angry kid he started off as, that by the end of season 3, you could tell that something big was changing inside of him. I don't care who you are, that many L's changes a man. So even though we don't yet know the exact motives for his actions, you can totally see why he ended up like this. And it was such a treat to see such a bold character change absolutely pay off. And honestly, Eren, I've had enough of your shit. Yeah, you go. It's just one of the many in the rich cast that gets equal care and attention. There are so many characters, so many moving parts, yet never does it feel excessive or overbearing. It's so rare that a series juggling so many parts doesn't get crushed under the weight of its own ambition, but it somehow balances it all. This is the kind of shit where people will still be making character analysis videos 5 years after the show's ended, and we still probably wouldn't have explored every little nuance of the story. It feels like Isayama spent all this time setting up all these dominoes in all the right places, and all he's done is go boop, and we're just here marveling at these dominoes toppling down one by one. And yes, I did choose this analogy so I can show some cool dominoes clips. I mean, look at this! Who doesn't love seeing dominoes? Alright, back to anime. For the big explosive set pieces Attack on Titan is known for, there were equally as many compelling scenes just based around dialogue, which shows how strong these foundations are. There are characters I love, there are some characters I really fucking hate, but what I hate even more is that Isayama somehow successfully managed to make me give them a shred of sympathy. Like, everyone seems to be hating on Gabby for certain obvious reasons, but I totally get why she's there. She's just season 1 Eren that spawned on the enemy team, and it makes perfect sense why she is the way she is, aggravating and all. I feel like people forget that a character you dislike and a bad character are not always one and the same. With previous seasons, you'd go in with bated breath, not knowing which characters would make it out alive, but now, not only do you not know who will make it out alive, you don't even know who you want to make it out alive. And it's honestly just a treat to see a series doing so many things right. Which brings us to the awkward topic of the anime adaptation itself, cause well, this ended up being a bit of a bombshell of a topic, didn't it? With one of the most popular anime franchises of all time going through a studio change in its final season, there were always going to be a lot of eyes picking apart every little detail, but my god, did it turn into kind of a shit show at times. People had a problem with the animation, the music choices, the fucking opening, like what? Like, I know this is meant to be a hauntingly beautiful visual spectacle showcasing the horrors of war, but like, low-key, it's a bit of a banger, right? Like, if this came on in the club, you bet your ass I'm fucking jamming to this, like, God damn, nothing like breaking the Geneva Convention on the dance floor. So when you hear about animators getting harassed or episode directors having to private their Twitter, your gut reaction is to be like, Attack on Titan, 10 out of 10 adaptation, fuck the man children, would have sex with CG Eren any day. But now that everything's said and done, I think it's fine to acknowledge, without an attack on anyone, that the adaptation of the final season was kind of missing that same oomph. I think it's easy to just point at the obvious culprit and go, guys, Attack on Titan is being attacked by bad CG. But honestly, I don't actually think the CG was bad. In fact, I think the CG looks way better than any of the CG we got from previous seasons, because what the fuck is this? I think the real difference is that for every shot of a janky looking colossal titan, we got moments like this. Or this. And we kinda didn't get anything like this at all in the final season. One of my favorite fights previously was Eren versus Reiner's striker versus grappler fight, because I thought it was absolutely cool to see such subtle details being put into the techniques being used in a martial arts brawl between giants. And there's just no way anything like this could have been achieved with the 3D models that were used. A lot of subtle details and expression is lost when you rely on the rigid 3D models, meaning the Titans can just look kind of lifeless at times. All you need to do is to compare the Marley scenes to the original release trailer just to see how good this could have looked. I absolutely understand why there was far more CG used, with Titans being one of the hardest things to animate, especially on a tight schedule, but I do feel that from a purely animation standpoint, there wasn't that holy shit moment that we used to get. Instead of taking the original source material and enhancing it, it feels like we got just the exact right amount needed to not detract from it. I am not unhappy with the work Mappa did at all, but I would be absolutely lying if I didn't miss the jaw-dropping sequences Studio Wit provided that elevated Isayama's work to a whole new level. And I know that is because the production schedule that was given just did not allow them to go above and beyond, but part of me just kind of wished that they did have more time to continue that same quality. As it stands, I feel like the final season and the moments that defined it was not carried by the adaptation, but how fucking great the story of Attack on Titan was in the first place. And honestly, if that's the biggest negative I can think of, that ain't too bad. With a show this hyped and popular, there are always going to be some people who think it's overrated or didn't affect them in the same way, but honestly, I think this is one of the few shows where I'd say, yeah, it deserves the hype. New anime fans are going to be calling this one of their favorite anime of all time, and veteran weebs with hundreds of shows under their belts will probably be saying the same. Seeing the reception to this final season was kinda surreal to me, because it's the first time I've seen an anime that was perceived like it was nigh on mainstream. Sure, we've had singular anime episodes and moments blow up on the internet before, but I've never seen an anime seemingly trend every single week, whether something big happened or not. The initial hype that the first season got was astronomical when it first came out, and was untouched by future seasons until seemingly now, which I think has not only matched it but blown past it to become kind of a staple of mainstream nerd culture itself. If you watch anime, you are watching it. If you don't watch anime, you are probably watching it as well. There was this kind of unspoken understanding on social media that everyone was watching Attack on Titan, and if you weren't, well, that was kind of on you. I was ready for Attack on Titan Season 4 to be big, but I was thoroughly unprepared for how big it actually got. I said previously that Attack on Titan had the potential to become the modern classic, and at this point, it pretty much already is a classic. The only thing left it really needs to do is to land its ending. And I'm not even talking about a 900-degree pop shove it into a handstand kind of ending that blows everyone's mind and revolutionizes the medium forever. After everything it's done, after everything it's doing, all it really needs to do is to land on 2 feet. And I say this knowing full well that by the time this video is out, the final chapter of the manga will have been released, and Attack on Titan, in one form, will have already ended, so the manga readers will already know if it achieved that. But, as someone who patiently stayed faithful to the anime, watching this final season made me feel something I hadn't felt in a very long time. Watching this felt like I was being a part of something bigger. There are moments in film and TV that have left their mark on pop culture forever. It wasn't just a broadcasted piece of entertainment when it first came out, it was an entire event. And this kind of feels like that moment for us anime fans. Not just another great show that we'll file away and move on from after it's over, but something that will leave a deep imprint on our entire community for years or even decades to come. That's Attack on Titan, and we're going to have to wait a year to see how it plays out. We're not just watching another great anime coming to an end. We're watching history being made. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed that video. Thank you again to Raycon for sponsoring me today. You know what guys, if you're like me and you're like, fuck the haters, this Attack on Titan opening fucking slaps. I want to listen to this on repeat all day, every day. Well, Raycon might just be the thing for you. Raycon is disrupting the electronics industry by designing premium wireless earbuds for half the price without compromise. They give you 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, more bass and a more compact design for a comfortable noise isolating fit. From the way they design their products to the way they price them, they prioritize the customer experience from start to finish. Right now they offer their premium earbuds in a variety of colors with different fit options with no dangly wires or anything like that. The company was co-founded by Ray J, and celebrities like Snoop Dogg and Mike Tyson are obsessed with Raycon. And don't forget they have a 45-day free return policy as well. Honestly, I've had this pair since they first started sponsoring me last year, and the reason I keep taking Raycon sponsorships is because I actually genuinely use them, and I still use them to this day. So, what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description or go to buyraycon.com/Gigguk for 15% off your order. That's buyraycon.com/Gigguk for 15% off. And yeah, that is that. I really hope this video didn't come out too late because I know the anime finished a few weeks ago and the manga of Attack on Titan is now done. This is literally the end of an era. You know, I've completely stayed off social media, so I do not know how the ending has gone down, but Really hope the ending didn't shit the bed, because that would mean the ending of this video is going to be pretty awkward. But you know what, I guess I'll be finding out next year to see if this really does go down as a classic or not. Please, if you're a manga reader, do not spoil in the comments section, but you know what, I know what your manga readers are like. I am not going to take the risk. I am just not going to read the comments section, and I urge any anime-only fans to do the same as well. So anyway, with that said, that's it from me. I've been Gigguk, and I will see you all next time.